Hey everybody, Ben here from the Bonehead podcast, and welcome to Star Player Spotlight. We're looking at all the star players that have been revealed in the Blood Bowl 2020 spoilers, and we're looking at their stats, their skills, what teams they can play for, and their special abilities, because every star player now has one of those as well, which makes them extra interesting. We are looking at yet another star player that doesn't have a model from Games Workshop yet, which is bad. But it could also mean really good things, because there's only a few of them in the Blood Bowl 2020 book that don't have models. All the other ones that were historically supported have been dropped. So it's fair to say, it's fair to hope that we're going to see models for these guys landing soon. And with Skrull Halfheight being an undead character, with the Necro release coming, I'm hoping we're going to see some undead stars, including Skrull, land from Games Workshop. Anyway, onwards to talking about Skrull Halfheight. I like this character. It is very cool to have an undead dwarf. The limitations of this and what we've seen from all of the undead stars. Oh, two of them, I think. Ooh, tough time for undead. Must be awful being tier 1. So, Necromantic, Undead, and Dwarf are the only 3 teams that can take it. It is quite cool that you can take a famous Undead Dwarf on a Dwarf team. I like that. Necro and Undead, let's have a look at the skill set to see if we think that they're going to take him very often. Only 3 teams. Some of the other stars have had like 8 or 9. So, I think it's fair to say that while there isn't a miniature for Skrull right now, there's not a massive gap in the market. But hopefully GW will release a very cool model for this guy. Okay, so Skrull Halfheight is 150,000. Okay, now I'm interested. That is a really, really sweet spot for star players. That is so sweet. I'm actually going to go double check. 150k. All right, we're talking. So, what can you get for the same price as a wizard? So, you get a movement 6, strength 3, agility 4+, passing 4+, armor 9+ guy. So that is a little bit worse than a human lineman. That agility 4+ versus 3+. Okay, so we get a human lineman for 150k. We can see already that he comes with a bunch of skills. So this guy comes with accurate. So that means quick and short passes get +1. So he's actually passing 3+, 4+, 5. No, 3+, 4+, 6+, 6+. Okay, so reasonable at short range. Nerves of Steel, which is going to be huge if you ever want to make a pass or a catch, has got the pass skill, so he gets to re-roll that. So accurate pass is 3+ with a re-roll for a quick pass. We've been playing those stats for years as humans in Skaven. Regeneration, because he's undead, sure hands and thick skull. So 150k, you get a slightly worse human lineman. You get sure hands, but he's agility 4+. Dwarves have runners who come with sure hands on a 3+. The undead teams have guys who have agility 3+. So Skrull Halfheight, let me just check that's right as well. Yeah, it is right. Skrull Halfheight has got sure hands, has got pass, has got nerves of steel, has got accurate. It's a really cool build, but it's not, that sure hands is not quite enough to be really excited. If this guy was Ag 3+ somehow, then I'd say this is a fantastic pickup for your team. Get that sure hands in there. And yes, technically a 4+ with a reroll with sure hands is going to be a 75% chance of pickup, whereas picking up with your ghoul or anyone with agility 3+ is a 66% chance, and you have to use a team reroll to really get it up there to the 1 in 9 failure. Alright, let's consider that. But this guy is the price of a reroll. So if you were worried about picking up the ball and you don't have sure hands on a ball carrier yet, you might be better off taking that reroll. Anyway, so Skrull is another body, and he does have a slightly boosted ability to throw with accurate and nerves of steel and pass. He's got a special skill called strong passing game. Let's have a look and see if this is useful. Once per game, after making a passing ability test to perform a pass action, Skrull may choose to modify the dice roll by adding his strength characteristic to it. Okay, so now once per game, he gets +3 to his passing roll. Alright, now I'm interested. So passing, generally speaking, has been nerfed in this edition. The throwers got more throwy, everybody else apparently lost fingers, which is fine. Like, Throwing is suboptimal in Blood Bowl. It just happens to be one of the most fun things to do in Blood Bowl, but it is suboptimal. So now it makes those great throwing plays really great throwing plays. Skrull Halfheight is now throwing a quick pass on a 3+, short 4+, and the other two on a 3+ as well, a 6+ as well. But adding that strength makes it 2+, 2+, 3+, 3+. So once per game, if you can get Skrull the ball with pass, he's got a 1 in 9 chance to throw it 13 squares. That will give you an opportunity to catch it with anybody using a team reroll. So, I don't know, 150k, you get a body, you get an armor 9 body and strength 3. That's not the worst thing in the world. Sure hands on a 4+ is not great. Just ask all of Khemri. It's as good as it gets. Pass, nerves of steel accurate most of the time, and not going to be great. It's going to give you that 3+ quick pass, which is not ideal. But remember, this guy has strength 3 and his movement 6, so he can still run with the ball, and sure hands is going to protect you from strip ball. So that's not bad. And if he does need to do that quick pass because someone bases him, nerves of steel it's going to protect him. So he's going to be doing it on that 1 in 9 failure level anyway. So it's not the worst thing in the world. Skrull gives you the opportunity then to make once per game a ridiculous play, and I think that's so fun. Yes, it's 150k, and you could just blow stuff up with a wizard, and we all know that I am very fond of blowing stuff up with a wizard. But I don't know, I like Skrull. He's characterful. He is not the best quarterback, but he will make it interesting sometimes, and I think people are going to love him. I think people are going to love him, and I think we're going to see in big tournaments, so we ran Beachhead, which was 40+ coaches. I think there's going to be 1 or 2 people that rock up when tournaments are allowed on that level again with a Skrull build for the lols, because let's just theory hammer this very, very quickly. Werewolves don't make the worst catchers in the game, guys. Alright, movement 8, strength 3, they can do stuff. Skrull, werewolf, 1 throw, just winning. I think it's amazing. We will give a Bonehead mug to someone who can pull that off at a tabletop tournament, because I think that is just fantastic. The downside is that there's no models out yet, but we do have a model that's coming out soon-ish, so let's swap to that real quick. And here it is, Punga Miniatures. I'm sure you all know that they did a massive Kickstarter earlier this year. We helped them out with it. It was really cool to be involved with. We helped with the Blade miniature, so thank you to everybody in the community who helped come up with ideas for him. That was wicked. They did a triple-headed Kickstarter with vampires, awkward, Khemri, still awkward, and undead/necromantic. And part of that was this. So Punga Miniatures, their star player was for an undead dwarf. Now this bad boy is going to come out soon. They've closed the pledge backer jobby what's it, so they are now building and shipping miniatures. So that means that coming to the new year, we should see this model available as an individual purchase, and he's in the game. So when it drops out, if it's 15 euros or whatever, just pick up a wicked model. Maybe by then Games Workshop will have one out as well. I've got a couple of these guys on order, so when they come to us, we'll be giving at least one of them away, depending on how good the model is. If I think it's really good, I'm probably going to have to keep one of those. But Punga will have your back on this, and it is by far the best undead dwarf I've seen. I'm sure you guys have found some more, so do let me know, because we'll put it in the comments. I'll pin it to the top so you guys watching can see them. And very sadly, Windsor Chog have not done any undead stuff yet, so what can you do? So wrapping up on Skrull Halfheight, I'm going to be honest with you, I wasn't the most excited to do Skrull's video. I was like, there's no model, he plays for like no teams. However, I've talked myself into being excited with this special ability here to add your strength to a throw once per game. This guy is deep, and we're talking the deepest of pass. Like, this pass goes wider than a 7's pitch is. So, I like that. Okay, this guy, once per game, you just resurrect the best quarterback ever. And 3+ with a reroll anywhere, yeah, it's going to fail. And anyone who's tried to pick up the ball with a agility 3+ sure hands guy will know that it's going to fail. But if this guy gets the ball once per game, you've got a great opportunity and absolutely heroic play, which is going to stress your opponent out. And let's just check, because if it's after after making a passing ability test to perform a pass action. So you don't even have to go, oh, this is my big... No, you just roll the dice. Actually, I want to add 3 to that. That's an insane skill. I want that skill. I want that skill on my players. I like it. Skrull is fun. Fun is good. And 150k, you can afford fun a lot of the time. I don't expect him to be top tier. Throwing is not top tier. But unless your tier system revolves around fun, in which case Skrull is one of my favourite star players. Anyway, that wraps up Star Player Spotlight for Skrull Halfheight. Thanks ever so much for joining me. Let me know what you think in the comments, because it's quite an interesting star. I feel like I'm juicing it up a bit because I love that best case scenario mentality. Sometimes it's just fun, and I think it would really upset 3 or 4 players in a tournament if you're like, okay, good work there. Skrull throws it all the way down the pitch and wins the game. I'd love winning that. I would love that. That would not be a bad way to lose a game. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up this video now, guys. Thank you very, very much, and we'll see you again soon for more Blood Bowl nonsense.